Have you ever had that feeling? You've just finished a coffee with someone or hung up the phone. You aren't sick and you haven't been doing manual labor. But you feel exhausted. It's as if someone pulled the plug on your brain while you were still wide awake. Here's the truth. This isn't just a vibe, and it's not because you're too sensitive. Psychologically, this is known as social osmosis. Some people operate like a background app, with a memory leak constantly draining your cognitive bandwidth without you ever realizing it's happening. Today, we're deconstructing 5 invisible signs that you're being depleted. We aren't talking about the obvious villains. We're talking about the silent energy thieves. Chapter 1. Emotional dumping. Some people reach out for one thing: to dump. This isn't communication. It's emotional venting. Healthy social bonds require reciprocity. But in this dynamic, you aren't a friend. You're a psychological container. When you're constantly forced to absorb someone else's negativity without feedback, you fall into compassion fatigue. You aren't becoming cold. You're being hollowed out. Your mirror neurons sync with their stress. This second-hand stress is more toxic than you realize. Chapter 2. The invisible sting. You look great today, I almost didn't recognize you. Sounds like a compliment. So why do you feel that knot tightening in your stomach? This is passive aggression. They hide needles in the honey. They deliberately use a sarcastic tone to confuse you. Psychologically, this stems from defensive superiority. They erode your confidence to stabilize their own. This drain is lethal because it forces your brain into analytical overload. What did he mean? Is he saying I usually look messy? Or does he think I'm trying to heart and look ridiculous? You aren't living. You're performing emotional decryption. And decrypting malice is incredibly energy intensive. Chapter 3. The status war. You share good news. They find a bigger story to overshadow yours. You get promoted. They say, great. I just turned down a better offer last week. And when you share bad news, they reclaim control by being even more miserable. That's nothing. What happened to me was 10 times worse. Why do they have to win? Because their self-worth is built on comparison, not character. This is pathological rivalry. For these people, socializing isn't about connection. It's about hierarchy. Behind this pathological rivalry is a fragile and fragmented ego. If you are even slightly better, their fragile ego feels threatened. So round them, you dare not laugh out loud, nor display your success. You are ensuring your life. You're navigating a status war you never signed up for. Let's stop for a second. Is a specific face flashing through your mind right now? You don't need to name them. Just leave it in the comments, and I'll know you're feeling the drain. Your cognitive load is high right now. Take a breath. We're moving into the last to the most subtle signs of all. Chapter 4. The gravity well. Some people carry a dense, sticky energy, a gravity well that drains everyone around them. Imagine that friend who hates their job. You suggest, maybe find a new one. They sigh, yes, but the market is terrible. You suggest, talk to your boss. They snap back, yes, but he never listens. This loop is intentional. Psychology calls it learned helplessness. They haven't run out of options. They've chosen to have none. Pain is their secondary gain. As a victim, they are exempt from responsibility while monopolizing your attention. Even subtler is projective identification. They pack up their inner powerlessness and toss it into your lap. They imply that if you don't save them, you are the cruel aggressor. This false guilt is the heaviest chain. Harvard research shows that negativity can ripple through 3 degrees of social connections. Eventually, your emotional resources will be bled dry. Who aren't a rescuer? You are going down with a ship that refuses to patch its own holes. Remember, trying to rescue someone who savors the taste of their own misery will only drag you down with them. Chapter 5. The crisis loop. These are the ultimate boundary breakers. The 3M wall of text. The unannounced, high-pressure voice notes. In their narrative, Life is a perpetual level 10 crisis and you are the only one who can stop the bleeding. Psychologically, this points to histrionic traits. Look closer. This isn't just chaos. It's attention harvesting. By manufacturing panic, they seize your attention sovereignty. Your anxiety is their psychological supply. They need your frantic response to confirm that they are still the center of the universe. The cost is staggering. If you spend your life extinguishing someone else's fake fires, you will never have the energy to build your own. They aren't just stealing your mood. They are defaulting on the time you owed to your future self. When your bandwidth is consumed by their noise, your own destiny goes bankrupt in the silence. By now, you've recognized the pattern. You're in an energy deficit. Here's your protocol: the reciprocity audit. Grab a paper. Write their name. Recall your last 3 conversations. How much airtime went to them versus you? If the ratio hits 8-2 or worse, run selective unavailability. Start becoming strategically less accessible. Here's the psychology behind it. This is rooted in social exchange theory. Every relationship runs on a cost-benefit balance. Stay in deficit too long, and your cortisol stays elevated. Chronic stress, not just discomfort. The audit works because numbers bypass guilt. You stop rationalizing and start seeing the relationship clearly. Bottom line, protecting your energy isn't selfish, it's a survival strategy. When you stop subsidizing people who drain you, life gets noticeably lighter. Your attention is your most valuable asset. Don't let it depreciate.